you be you, everybody else is taken. It sounds like really true, right? You just need to be you and bring your unique signature into your product, into your service. All right, going into secret number 7, amazing job. You're almost finishing 1 week of objection handling. Basically, there are only 2 more objections. Then I'm on the 10th video, I'm going to talk about how to handle everything else. How to handle everything else. We'll talk about that in 2 days. So what are we talking about today? We are talking about already working with a competitor. One of the competitors is like this prospect is already with that person. So how do you handle that? So let's get into the psychology of it right away. And one weapon of mass persuasion is social proof. Social proof is that, essentially, if you see that so many people are working with you, customers will be interested in working with you, right? So which means that if somebody is saying they are working with a competitor, one other thing that you could do is to create social proof. Like there are so many people like them who are working with you, they are really happy with you. Why social proof at this point? The reason is because they don't know how is it like to work with you. They don't have a first-hand experience of how it's like to work with you. So all of a sudden what happens is they have a really good experience with your competition, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, working with that guy was pretty good. So why would that company was pretty good? Why would I change it? Because unless and until they get a better experience, they are not going to move. And in order for them to move, they need to see tangibly. They should be able to touch, almost be able to touch that, oh, working with this particular person, working with Ruble is going to be phenomenally different based on these people's testimonial. So social proof is a really good tool. And you could even get some of these people to talk with your prospect so that they are like, oh my gosh, this is a uniquely different experience. I know I'm happy, but I'm kind of stuck here with the current person. So it would be really good to move to this new vendor. That's the feeling that we want to create. Strategic standpoint, stand out from the crowd. No matter what you do, stand out from the crowd. Be unique about the products and the service that you're offering. Be very, very unique. Bring your signature into everything that you do. This is really, really important. Don't try to be a copycat. Don't try to be somebody else but you. There is some quote that kind of a corny quote that I have seen, like, you be you, everybody else is taken. It sounds like really true, right? You just need to be you and bring your unique signature into your product, into your service, so people feel that. From a tactical standpoint, how do you handle a competition thing? Like somebody's like, I'm really happy with your competition. Then you will be like, congratulate them, amplify, and convert. There are 3 steps involved. I'm going to discuss all of that, each of that right now. So how do you congratulate them? You tell them, hey, by the way, I'm really, really jealous of your other vendor who has a person like loyal like you, who would say nice things about them, even behind their back. That's amazing. I'm so jealous of him. But here is the thing. I have a question for you. What are they doing good? What are the 3 things that they are doing good that makes you feel that, oh, they're an amazing vendor? Okay. And now what happened was the moment you ask them, what are they doing good? You know what they're thinking? Many people are thinking, what are they doing bad? So you're actually giving them an opportunity to think about what is bad about the current vendor by asking the question, what are the 3 things that you think that are really good about them? And then they'll kind of started the kind of seed of thinking some sort of like some of the disadvantage of working with this vendor. And they will say this, like, okay, this is interesting. Okay, it's very interesting. And now you go to amplify. You kind of amplify and ask them, hey, by the way, if you would like to improve 2 or 3 things that you want them to improve, what would that be? By the way, they already thought about it in the previous question. It will be very easy for them to come up with this answer, right? Although they said about the good things, in their mind, they were talking about the bad things that they need to improve. It's very easy for them to answer. Some of them will be like, still like, oh, no, there's nothing to improve. They're all perfect. And if they say that, then all of a sudden, what would you love to have? What would you love to have, but they're not providing right now? And if they are in a long-term relationship, which they might be in a long-term relationship because of the way they are sharing about their vendor. So in that case, every long-term relationship has its own bumps, ups and downs. So they will be thinking about some problems that they could improve by this time already. If they trust you, they'll tell you that. So what are some of the challenges that you face or what are the things that you would want them to improve so that you could feel better about what you're doing right now. Okay, so at that point you'll be like, oh, this problem, that problem, I wish they did that, I wish they delivered on time, probably I wish they delivered quite sooner, so this way I could be more efficient and things like that. Then all of a sudden they start talking, and now you amplify that problem. How do you amplify the problem? Oh my goodness, they deliver in 7 days. Right? You express that frustration, feel that frustration, amplify that frustration for them. And all of a sudden they're like, yeah, now you have a bonding point, and then you convert them. So there are so many videos that I have done on conversions that you could use to convert them into becoming a customer. So you kind of congratulate them, ask them what are some of the amazing things that they're doing, what are some of the great things that they're doing that force them to think about the bad things that they're doing, which they are already thinking. Then you ask them, what are some of the things that you would want them to improve? They'll have a ready answer. If they don't have a ready answer, prompt them to come up with some things that they could improve. And when they say that, amplify that feeling and make it like, oh, the effect, like they're like, I'm losing like $30 every day, which is nothing. That's what they say. You would say, oh, $30 every day is like $900 every month. That translates to like approximately $11,000 every year. That's like $111,000 or $110,000 in the next 10 years. That is significant impact. Now $30 per day has become $110,000 in the next 10 years. Do you see that? You amplify, you actually create a contrast for you against them so that you could sell your service, your product. That's how you handle that. That's how you amplify. And then you go for a conversion. You tell them, okay, so let's say if I'm able to bring you these things, this, and provide you everything that they would provide. And I'll show you this examples of people like you who are benefiting from it. Like, for example, Susie is benefiting from this. Susie has been with this vendor for some time, and he had similar issues. This is what they did. And after that, she was able to move to us, and she was able to get this consistent experience. And in that transition, I helped Susie. And also, Susie is able to get things done in 3 days instead of 7 days because of transitioning to us. And all of a sudden, Susie is happy. And Susie feels good that she transitioned into working with us. And I would like to offer you the same. If I were to give you these 3 options, the options that you really wanted your other vendors to do, would you be interested in claiming that opportunity, claiming that, like, invest in solving this problem starting right now? And all of a sudden, many times people will say, yeah, for sure, let's move forward. Let's give it a try. And then you would close them and move forward. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about, I'm not convinced it will work for me. This is all good. I'm interested in it. I was working with your competitor, but the thing is that I don't know whether your product, your service is going to work for me. What do you do when people say that? We'll talk about that tomorrow.